When it comes to matters of the heart, crimes of passion can be especially heinous. We all remember these high-profile stories of jealousy and violence. After a private investigator confirmed that Clara Harris's husband was cheating on her, she ran him over with her Mercedes-Benz not once, not twice, but 3 times. New details on the astronaut love triangle says Lisa Novak drove 950 miles in an adult diaper to confront the rival woman in her relationship with fellow astronaut Bill. Crimes of passion are not uncommon. Just recently, Ohio man doused his wife in gasoline over cheating accusations. Hog farmer murders wife with corn rake for her affair. Husband stabs other man. When he catches wife doing the deed, it seems that jealousy can kill. Wow, Dr. Judy, there is such a thin line between love and hate. Why is that?
Well, Vivica, one of the core issues for people who act out violently in an impulsive way after they find out that someone's cheated on them is that there's a deep belief that perhaps there's something they did, that they're not lovable, that they're not good enough. And when that is coupled with a upbringing where they felt insecure a lot, maybe unstable parents, unstable environment, plus being exposed to violence in their life, either watching it in other people or maybe having a violent relationship in the past, all of that can just cause a huge explosion to lead to an emotional response that could be this severe.
But is that because they lose control, or they feel that that's their way of controlling the situation? Like the lady, she didn't run him over once, she ran not twice, but 3 times. I mean, you know, that's a lot. Girl, let me back up. One more time. You know, I mean, that's a, like, she was mad.
Absolutely, and you know what? Yes. And there actually is a loss of control. We can see it in our brains. The part of our brain that makes good decisions, the frontal lobe that makes us human, shuts off when we're in that kind of sort of situation where the fight or flight comes on and only your primordial brain that's just there to protect you, but doesn't have all of the reasoning skills, will do that type of thing over and over because in that moment, there's nothing that you see in front of you.
Okay, saying that, so when you say that, that was what you would consider like blackout rage, right?
Yes, and that's why when people say it was blackout rage, they sometimes won't remember aspects of what had happened.
Temporary insanity, so you're going to evaluate somebody to use that as a defense in court. What are you analyzing and what are you telling the court when you're testifying?
You're actually trying to get back to the time at which they committed this offense.
Okay.
And trying to make a judgment about where they were at that time. Did they not know right from wrong in that instant? And when they tell me things like, well, I couldn't remember certain aspects of it, well, that is a aspect of PTSD, but it's also possibly them lying to save their butts. And so this really gets abused a lot, this idea of temporary insanity. It's not really used very successfully in court for that reason.
Only about 1% of cases, you know, or is this defense used, and rarely, even in that 1%, is it successful. So don't plan to kill anyone, thinking you're gonna get off.
And so obviously some tips if you find yourself getting so angry. Let's talk about some practical tips. First thing, it's so simple. It's just 10 deep breaths. People laugh at that, but you know what? That's a biological response. You tell your body, time to relax. And your body actually starts sending signals all throughout your brain, throughout your body. It's like a feedback loop that says, whew, there's nothing to see here. And you don't get into that fight or flight piece. Another thing is, don't even start verbally arguing with the person. Exit the situation. Make a deal with yourself to get out of there. Because if you stay in there, that verbal altercation will turn into a physical one, and you'll do something that
But what if you dating somebody and they like arguing? You know what I mean? No, I'm serious though. You remember somebody you just like arguing all the time.
You know?
Yeah.
Get out.
And you gotta get out of that relationship. You gotta get out of that relationship because that's them always trying to be the winner.
Push your buttons.
And you don't want that. So you have to make a deal with yourself though to exit the situation and to come back in maybe 24 hours when you're calm enough to actually talk about it and address it. And if anger management is an issue for you, as it is for many people, go get help. There's anger management classes. Find some new coping strategies. Do something to fix the problem so you don't get in trouble.
Agree.